Guess what, ladies? It is week 2. What? This week is probably going to be the hardest week of them all because you're sore, you're tired, but this is where we're going to push through and stay committed and make those big changes. So the warm-up this week is going to be a little bit different for lower body day. The first part is going to be a Spider-Man lunge to a hip raise. So you're going to drop into a deep lunge and raise those hips towards the ceiling. And raise. You want to try and get that front leg as straight as possible. Really stretching out and engaging your hip flexors here to get a nice warm up. You'll do one side and then switch to the other. So you're in a deep lunge. You're going to shove those hips towards the ceiling. I'm a little bit tighter on my right side, so you'll notice it takes me a few reps to get my front leg straight. If you're doing 12 reps, you're going to do 12 on each side. And for the warm-up, as long as you complete at least 3 rounds of it, that's going to be plenty. Next, you can do these banded or unbanded, depending if you're at home and have a band, or if you're at the gym, or if it seems to be too much for you, you can do these unbanded as well. You're going to drop into a nice deep squat, and you're going to take steps left to right. Always keeping a little bit of resistance and nice and controlled. You don't want to let your legs just fling in. Dropping deep into that squat, shoulders rolled back, core pulled in nice and tight. Same thing goes here. If you're doing 12 reps, you do 12 on each side for a total of 24. Next, you're going to have your reverse Spider-Man. So you're going to drop into a deep lunge. So you'll be in your lunge and then you're going to reach back as far as you can, reaching forward for that toe. You're going to rock forward. Here, if you're doing 12 reps, you can do 6 on each side. Or if you're doing 8 reps, do 4 on each side, vice versa. Rock on forward, rock back, lean forward into that lunge. This is great for warming up your lower body muscles, especially if we're sore. This may hurt a little bit, but in a good way. You can see I'm lean back, rocking forward, and then rock back. That would be 2 reps. You want to keep that leg as straight as possible, and you want to keep your knee right in line with your bent leg. So your knee should be in line with your hip. There should be no over rotation. Next exercise here is going to be our glute raises. So you're going to lay flat onto the ground. Lay on down. Your feet are going to be hip distance apart. You're going to have your back nice and flat against the ground. You're going to lift those hips up and just lift and squeeze. And if you for some reason feel this in your lower back, just lower your hips a little bit. You really just want to focus on squeezing your seat on the raise here. Squeeze. It's all about warming up your muscles, so really focus on the contraction and getting that squeeze at the top of the bridge. Next exercise is going to be plated sumo squats. So we're going to make our normal squat stance a little bit wider and turn our toes out. Roll your shoulders back, drop it straight down, keeping our knees pressed out the entire time and really pressing through those heels on the way up. You're going to hold the plate, or if you don't have access to a plate, you have a dumbbell, whichever the case may be, you can use that. The weight is going to increase or decrease the difficulty, so you're going to have to use your better judgment there. This is the way you can do it for the moderate to the advanced. For the beginner, go ahead and drop the weight and just do sumo squats. Same thing, you want to come all the way through the motion at the top, press through those heels. You're really going to get your inner thigh here and the inner side of your legs. Squeeze. No need to rush. Make sure you're keeping those knees pressed out and really focus on the movement. You want to keep your shoulders rolled back, never increase the bend in your spine. Next exercise is going to be your overhead curtsy lunge. Same thing goes with the weight here, the weight you're using over your head. I'm using a 25-pound plate. You want to make sure that you don't let the weight go back over your shoulders. See how it's slightly forward? You don't want it straight over your head. You're going to step out and curtsy. If you're doing 8 reps, you're going to do 8 on each side for a total of 16. You're doing 12, you're doing 24 total. You just want to do the same amount of reps on each side. And if you are doing the beginner, you're just going to have your hands raised above your head and not have any weight added to the exercise. You can see the exercise from the front here. And pull your belly button into your spine so your core is engaged, helping you maintain control of that weight. And at any time you can drop the weight. Biggest thing here is just don't let the weight go back too far, which will put strain on your shoulders and your spine. Next exercise is our quick feet. So you can use a bench, a step, a stair, anything you can find. The height is going to be up to your discretion. For the advanced to the moderate, we're going to get those really quick jumps in, engaging our arms as well. Same thing goes if you're doing 12, you're going to do 12 on each side. For the beginner, you can slow it down, take the jump out. You can just go 12 reps going up with the left foot and then switch leading with the right foot for 12 reps or your designated amount of repetitions. The next circuit is going to be start out with a reverse lunge to a high knee. For the moderate to advanced, you can go ahead and use weight. I have 20-pound dumbbells. I'm using 1 dumbbell for this exercise. Then you can do this for the moderate to the advanced. You're going to lunge backwards and bring that knee up nice and strong. When you are using the weight, you're going to roll your shoulders back, pull your elbows into your sides, and engage your biceps to hold your body steady. And really focus on pressing off that forward lunged foot in the reverse lunge, because that's going to engage your lower body instead of relying on your back foot to press you off. You can see I'm light on my back foot, pressing through my heel up into that forward high knee. For the beginners, you're going to do the same thing, the reverse lunge to the high knee, but you're going to drop the weight. So you're going to reverse lunge, bring that knee up. Don't fall over. High knee. Really want to focus on your form here, so eventually you can add weight to these exercises. And like I said, if you're at home and these feel a little bit easy, you can add weight however you can make it possible. You can use a bottle of laundry detergent, a pillow, anything that's going to help you add a degree of difficulty. Don't use not being in the gym as an excuse to not push yourself. Now, as great as a view this is a really great exercise. You're going to lie onto the bench with your hip bones on the edge. You're going to extend those legs straight out and curl your hamstrings. This may look easy or sound like it's going to be easy, but I can guarantee you if you are engaging your hamstring muscles and using them, this is going to really challenge you and help even out the strength in your legs. You're going to extend and curl. Really get a good squeeze on the out, holding your legs up nice and straight the whole time. The next exercise in this circuit is a curtsy lunge to a high knee. Everyone's going to do this unweighted. Your muscles are going to be getting tired. We're going to get good repetitions here. So same thing goes if you're doing 12 on one side, do 12 on the other. So a total of 24, vice versa. Really want to keep those feet facing straight forward. Nice curtsy lunge back and bring that knee to your same side elbow. And use your abs here. Don't rely on your foot to press off and bring it all the way up. Engage your core and really work your whole body in this exercise. Keep your shoulders rolled back, pressing off of your stationary foot. Circuit number 3, we're going to add in Bulgarian squats this week. So you're going to have one leg elevated. The biggest thing here is to find the comfortable position for yourself as far as your foot forward. You don't want to have your foot so far underneath you that your knee goes over your toe. You notice I'm dropping my back leg straight down and really pressing through my front foot. I have 20-pound dumbbells in each hand. You can lighten the weight, you can hold the weight through your center. That's going to be, like I said, up to your discretion. I'm going to place that foot on the bench. Some people like to have their toes on the bench. I prefer to have my whole foot lying because that way I don't press off that back foot and really isolate my front leg. Same thing, dropping it straight down, pushing through that heel. Same thing goes with the reps. If you're doing 8, you do 8 on each side. And for the beginners, using your step, your chair, whatever you're using at home, or if you're at the gym, you will drop the weight and do this exercise unweighted. The next exercise is going to be the inverted bridge. So you're going to bring those hips up and squeeze. This is actually the beginner modification that I'm doing at first. I will show you, because we are doing with no weights, how I would like the advanced and the moderates to kind of step up their bridge game, if you may. So you're going to cross that leg across your body to your opposite knee, isolating one side of your seat. Same thing, you're going to lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. And the height is not as important here as getting that good squeeze of your seat. So if you're feeling this in your lower back, that means you're lifting your hips too far up and not squeezing your seat enough. From here, we're going into our last exercise of this circuit, is going to be reverse flutter kicks. Reverse flutter kicks are going to be in the same position we were for our hamstring curl. So you're going to have your hips right on the edge of the bench, and you're going to do just as the exercise calls for, flutter kicks. You want to have your hips back so you're far enough off that you are fluttering and using your seat to control the movement. Last is our burnout. We're going to start with donkey kicks, back nice and flat. You want to try and take that arch out as much as you can by pulling your belly button to your spine. Do 30 seconds of kicks like this. Then you're going to switch to fire hydrants. You're going to repeat this twice, so 2 minutes on each side. And if you start to feel it in your left or right hip, whichever leg is down, you want to pick up that same sided arm and lean into the side you're lifting. As you can see here, I have my left hand down and remove my right from the ground to isolate that left leg. And that's it. Burn it out, and you've completed week 2 lower body. Halfway, girls.